Good morning, traders. Today is on 1st of September, a new month. So we just do the technical analysis for gold. But before we go on that, let's look at the calendar so that we can be able to know what we might be expecting for today. So today we have the ADP, non-farm employment change. So that will be that. We have a focus of 52k. Previous was 54k. That's a drop, so we are expecting a drop on the maybe we wait for the actual, but we may look for a drop. If the actual will be greater than the focus, it's good for the currency. If it's less than if it's less than the focus is worse for the currency, then at 5 p.m. we should be having ISM manufacturing PMI. So any figure that will be above 50 is good for the currency. That is 50 point 50% ama ikiwa 50 is good for the currency. But any figure below this is worse for the less than 50 is worse for the currency. So then we have other moderate impact. So the red ones are the high impact news. So the others are moderate impact. They will not affect the currencies much. Like 12 p.m. we should be having the euro, the core CPI flash estimate year after year. Then kuna CPI flash estimate year after year. Then still we shall be having ISM manufacturing prices. So those are the just fundamentals that will be affecting the market this week. So for in terms of gold, let's have a look on it. Yesterday I just mentioned something. So let's start on the monthly time frame so that we can be able to know the direction of the gold. For the last 2 months, gold has been in a bullish trajectory. The last 2 months, the market has been a bullish trajectory, and the move for the last month, that of September, was very strong. So we are expecting a further push on the upside because this is a strong move, so that we can be able to see a retracement. We might see a retracement, but first we need to see a bullish candle here so that we can have a gap that needs to come to be filled by the market. So on the weekly time frame, the market is still bullish, very bullish. Then the market is showing some buying pressures in the market. It's also good, but maybe in the 4 hour time frame we can be able to see something like still bullish, on the 1 hour bullish. So from the 1 hour we can start now aligning ourselves with the market the way we need to trade as per today. Yesterday I said that anytime the market breaks above the Asian high or below the Asian high, most of the time it will come to do a retest, and that retest you should use it to enter some orders. Yesterday we had on this week the market we had an Asian high at this point. Then the market broke above, but it never retested on this point. So the market went all the way to come and to retest this Asian high. And the market, you can be able to see it gave us at least around 600 pips on move on the upside. And still we had an opportunity to have some selling opportunities for over 700 pips from here to here yesterday. So then still as per now, we might see a pullback. For me, I'm waiting for this gold to fail to go above this zone. So this is the Asian high. So the white line here is the Asian high. So then from there, my target is when the market, because this one has already been tested, so that one is no longer have an interest in me. So I'm waiting for the market to break to break. This is the Asian uh, low. If you wait for it to break that way, I'm just giving you several entry opportunities if it fails to come here, because at this point I have another block. At this point I have another block. At that point there is another block, and that other block I want to use it to enter some selling opportunities if the market fails to break above this other block. So I'm just looking for an opportunity. So if the market fails to go on the upside, because at this point you need a confirmation before you enter any order. You need a good confirmation before you enter an order, because the market might do something. Because at this point it can either break on the upside, or it can either break on the downside. So if it breaks on the downside, our interest zone our interest zone will be this one. Our first key interest zone, it will be allowed that the 817, because that's the area that I have been able to put my order. But for me, I just want let's look at it at this point. We might see some buying pressure at this point, so the market might come downward. So it might come downward to this point, then we can be able to see a push on the upside. But if it fails to push on the upside, it's because you have to wait for a retest, a confirmation. If it comes to this zone, you can now look for another opportunities for this for buy zone for buys at this zone. Then still at the same point, maybe this one you can lower the target to around 400 pips, because those were around 600 pips for yesterday. So at this point, you can be able to look at that one. But if the market breaks above this zone, you wait for a confirmation. Then you look for selling opportunity targeting this zone. So that's if it failed kuja hivyo, because it is showing some selling opportunities at this point. And still for me, I'm waiting for it to break below this Asian low, so that I can be able to sell. Not a week, a full body candlestick to close below the Asian low. That's the time I'm going to sell, because I need a good confirmation before I enter any order, because I know gold is not something that you can joke with, because it's an asset that is very volatile and can wipe your account within seconds. So from there, you can look for buying opportunities at this zone. You can look for buys at that zone. That's if the market will not break on the downside, because you need to look the market on both scenarios. Don't be sure of so if it breaks down, wait for a retest, then a push on the downside, so you continue with the downside move. So on this side, so if it comes on the downside, you wait for a retest, then you buy. It's good to enter even if the market comes this way, touches the zone, goes up, wait for a retest, then look for an upward move. Look at it in that scenario, because a retest is good, because it confirms to you. Then this retest must be after maybe if you compare these candlesticks, maybe you can see a sweep out of sweep of liquidities for these candlesticks. You can look at that sweep of liquidities because at this moment I cannot guarantee you that the market will come down. But I'm very bullish for gold, very, very bullish. So we can look for bullish market for gold. So for me, I'm looking just bullish. So, but if it breaks below this, I can look for sales opportunity. But at the end of the day, it close secure bullish. So that's the my uh, look for the gold. So that's for the gold. So in terms for the GBP USD, GBP USD, I'm still bullish on the GBP USD. Very bullish on it because it's an asset that it's paired with the USD. So for me, I'm waiting for this is the Asian low and this is the Asian high in terms of the sessions. But in terms of the kill zones, my Asian high is here. This is just to mark sweep of liquidities. So the best thing, my zone of interest is this zone. My buy zone is here. So if the market comes to that point, I wait for the market either if it breaks below this, so I will look for this zone here. But at this point, I'm targeting for buy opportunities. If it fails, I can be able to extend this and I look for some buys opportunities here. So I just come and bring my entry point here, or else I can still put it here. I can still put it there. This is just a target of 50 pips, risking 10 pips. It's good, it's good, it's good. It's a good move actually. So I'm waiting for either of the way. So, but for me, I'm targeting this one. So today we might see a push on the upside, but today I'm waiting for to see a move like this one. So that's for the GBP USD. So it's very bullish. It's very bullish for today because if you can look at it for the 4 hours time frame, we can be able to see some bullish momentum. And in terms of Friday, or though this is a scalping opportunities, don't confuse. If you are looking for a long position, maybe you can hold for maybe several days. You can target. If it comes there to this zone, because we are very bullish, we might see it coming to this zone. At this point, we have another block, a 4 hour order block. That one, we have a 4 hour order block, and at the same time, we have another order block at this zone. You can still target this zone here. You can still target that zone. But the first zone that you should target is this one. That's if the market sweeps out or takes out these liquidities at this point. If it takes out these liquidities, then the next move we are going to target is the around that say 1.36. So at this point, we need to have another block so that you can be able to know how the move is going. So for me, I'm just targeting it that way. So, and the market is almost there. It's not far from where we are. So it's just a good move. So if you increase the profit side, you should also maybe increase on the uh, lower side. Maybe you can increase on the lower side for you to be able to ensure that maybe you have a good risk or reward ratio. But this one, maybe you can risk how many pips you can risk? 15 pips, targeting 100 pips. It's a good move. 100 pips is a good move. So we have risked 15 pips on the downside. So now in terms of the pips and the value of money that you get from it depends on your risk appetite on the lot size. So that's for the GBP USD. So now the next asset we can look at is the USD JPY. For the USD JPY, for the USD JPY, we are very bullish on it. Sorry, very bearish, and we can be able to confirm to ourselves the market has already breaked on the downside. If you can compare the other assets the way I have just explained to you, when the market breaks on the downside on the Asian kill zone, it really goes down or up. So you can be able to see if the market breaks. Even here, you can confirm for the yesterday. It's something that is true that if the market breaks on the either above or below the Asian kill zone on the downside, the market will move on some good amount of pips. Like yourself, you can confirm. At this point, there is this is the Asian high. So this is the Asian low. The market breaked on the downside and the market went several numbers of pips on the downside. You can be able to see it went almost 80, and in terms of currencies, that's a good amount of pips because and still the market is still moving. So at least the market, when it breaks on the downside with the momentum, you just look for selling opportunities. If you are on the market, still you can confirm at this point, still it did the same and went on the downside. But at the end of the day, maybe it will retested. But anytime that the market breaks on the downside, it really goes good amount, good numbers of pips on the downside. So if it fails to break above, and it is still lot it even here on last week you can confirm the break on the Asian high, the market went good number of pips up hivi. The time that it breaked the Asian low, it went some pips. Same case to here, when it breaked and it breaked at this point, it went a good number of pips even to here. So that's what I can be able to tell you to be looking at. Mostly be targeting the Asian high. At this point, also look for the Asian, the Asian high. The way it gave some good numbers of pips. So just the movement, market is very easy if you just look at the history and you interpret the history. So for today, for me, I'm just looking for this setup. If the market comes to a good level of some buying opportunity. So for me, for gold nimesema tunaangalia the zone of for gold nimesema tunaangalia zone ya nini ya 38.17 for a buy. Then for the USD JPY, we are looking for a sell limit when the market retraces to this point. So or that's that one or this one. So for me, I'm just looking at it 48 100 zone. That's the point that I'm looking for a sell opportunity. This zone is the zone that I'm looking for sell opportunity. So at this zone, I might sell a good sell. So I don't know the time that the exact time it will take to come here. So that's my zone. The next zone of interest For me, if it fails to, if it comes here and goes on the upside, the next zone is this one. But if it breaks above this order block, if it breaks above this order block, I just look for buying opportunity to this zone. That's what I'm looking at it. So ukiangalia in terms of the 30 minutes very bearish, 1 hour bearish, 4 hours bearish. So we are very bearish, and we are targeting this zone, maybe sweep out of these liquidities at this point. So at one point or the other. So for me, I'm waiting for the market to come to this zone so that I can be able to start looking for just some selling pressure in the market. So for today, very bearish on this one, and just take my interest on the 15 minutes time frame, and it's good. So it's a good one. So I just wish you a good day. We don't have much more because today fundamentally we are not busy. We are not busy fundamentally. So thank you for your time. Remember to like, subscribe the channel so that you can be able to be getting these updates daily basis. Bye bye.